Everything was finally peaceful. Just when humans and Simurians agreed to coexist, something impossible happened. A Simurian elder began crying from his third eye, and claimed he saw Japanese humans killing Kalyans. For the Simurians, that isn't just murder, that's deicide. Chapter 11 slowly builds the tension. Chapter 12 pulls the trigger. Cursed spirits are mistaken for gods. One gunshot shatters diplomacy. And by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly how a single mistake turned coexistence into a battlefield, and why Dabura's arrival changes everything. If you thought Modulo was slowing down, this is where the war truly begins. Let's break down chapters 11 and 12 of Jujutsu Kaisen Modulo. Chapter 11 opens with Usami and Mino discussing a dangerous revelation. The Simurian mothership, Naunax, is powered by cursed energy. If this information ever becomes public, the consequences could be catastrophic. Mino points out the biggest danger. If cursed energy becomes a global power source, the demand for it will explode, and Japan will once again become a target. Kidnappings, exploitation, human trafficking, all because Japan has the highest concentration of cursed energy users. But for now, Usami decides to keep this discovery strictly confidential. He hopes that the upcoming cultural exchange dinner will strengthen trust enough for the Simurians to agree to a non-disclosure agreement. Trying to lighten the mood, Mino jokingly suggests, why not arrange a political marriage between a Japanese person and a Simurian? Usami gives him a flat look. Mino immediately backtracks. That was a joke, right on cue, Yuka calls. She announces that tonight's cultural exchange will be a takoyaki party, and they need high-quality octopus. Usami quickly finds a supplier, and the mission is assigned to Tsurugi and Maru. The man introduces them to a rare species known as the wancha octopus, a mutated octopus with only one tentacle. During its growth, the other 7 wither and fall away, concentrating all its flavor into the single remaining limb, said to contain the taste of all 8. Tsurugi and Maru immediately imagine how delicious it must be. They head out to catch it. Tsurugi dives in first. Below the surface, he finds the reef completely overrun by jellyfish, blocking access to the octopi. Meanwhile, Yuka takes her medicine. Cross notices. He asks why she hasn't told Tsurugi about her illness. Yuka answers honestly. She doesn't want their relationship to change. She doesn't want pity. She doesn't want special treatment. She doesn't want to be treated like she's already dying. She wants to live her remaining time normally. Cross understands. He doesn't push further. After a brutal struggle, Tsurugi finally resurfaces, covered in jellyfish stings, but holding a wancha octopus. Maru squints at him. Tsurugi, is that you? Tsurugi grins weakly. Of course. Piece of cake. He immediately warns Maru, wear a rash guard when you dive. The water's pretty dangerous. Maru refuses. A warrior like me needs no armor, he declares, then gestures toward the water. Watch me. I'll catch a bigger octopus than that. Moments later, he dives in. When he resurfaces, he's equally covered in stings, but holding an even larger octopus. In unison, they both say, piece of cake. Catching octopus turns out to be far harder than it looks. As they compare their catches, Tsurugi asks what a warrior is in Remelian culture. Maru explains that warriors are their equivalent of Jujutsu sorcerers. However, only men can wield Rolaluka. Tsurugi is surprised. So women can't use cursed energy? Maru clarifies. It's not that Remelian women are weak. When Maru first came to Earth and saw Yuka, he was shocked to see a female sorcerer. He's heard that Deskunse women might be sorcerers, but he isn't sure. According to their belief, Rolaluka was a gift from the Kalyans. Men were granted power to protect women and children who cannot use Rolaluka. Tsurugi presses further. What about non-warriors, or women who can't bear children? Maru answers firmly. Anyone who protects Rommel is respected. Strength isn't limited to combat. He points to Jabaloma as proof. The two realize something important. Both cultures protect women not out of superiority, but out of fear of losing them, even if that protectiveness sometimes crosses into patriarchy. At Kyoto Jujutsu High, the Simurian women finally arrive. They step into the cultural exchange with quiet curiosity. They try earth food for the first time, particularly takoyaki, and they love it. Laughter fills the room as they savor the flavors. Then a new character appears, Kyoko Tomoe, the Jujutsu High nutritionist. She is surprised and irritated. She had been told she was only coming to assist with a regular takoyaki event. Instead, she finds the Simurians and students cooking on their own. Tsurugi proudly presents the wancha octopus, a one-tentacled mutant, without telling her beforehand. It only has one tentacle? She asks. She is visibly annoyed. Not being informed makes her job harder, and she worries about food safety. Maru explains the octopus's gourmet value. Kyoko listens, but her frustration remains. Despite the tension, preparations continue. During the gathering, Jabaloma speaks with Usami. He reveals a grim truth. the Deskunte chieftain placed a deadly curse on Dabura's sister. The curse activates if Dabura dies or Dabura betrays Deskunte. They may now be outside the curse's effective range, but no one wants to take that risk. Usami mentions a solution, a legendary curse tool known as Black Rope found in Africa, capable of nullifying curse techniques. It's extremely rare. Usami explains that he can't promise anything. The tool is extremely valuable, but they'll try. Dabura responds politely, "I would be much obliged." As Dabura turns to leave, he runs into Yuka and Kyoko, both carrying equipment and ingredients. As he steps forward, his eyes meet Kyoko's. The moment Kyoko sees him, she freezes completely. Her face turns bright red. Panic sets in. Without another word, she suddenly bolts away, shouting to Yuka that she didn't even put on any makeup. Left behind, Dabura tries to continue on his way. Still distracted by what just happened, Dabura walks out, so lost in thought that he forgets about his own horns. They bump against the top of the doorway, and for a brief moment, he freezes. Even Dabura, who rarely loses his composure, seems affected. Maybe that's what they mean by love at first sight. Watching this, Usami quietly realizes Mino's political marriage joke might not be entirely impossible. The takoyaki finishes cooking. Humans and Simurians eat together, laughing and talking. For the first time, coexistence feels real. Cross looks forward to future exchanges. Back aboard the non-axe, Osuki refuses his friend's invitation to attend the next exchange. Suddenly, a Simurian rushes in. There's been an incident. They lead Osuki to Elder Boro. Boro is on the ground. Tears are flowing from his third eye. This alone is terrifying. Grabbing Osuki, the elder speaks in horror. "I saw it with my own eyes. The Japanese earthlings, they killed a Kalyan. The beings the Simurians worship as gods. Coexistence was finally moving forward. And now, one accusation threatens to destroy everything. If this claim is true, it could ignite another war. And the fact that Boro is crying from his third eye means something truly catastrophic is coming." Chapter 11 ends here. Chapter 12 opens with cross-reporting to Usami and Mino. Some Simurians are convinced that the Japanese are slaughtering Kalyans. Usami immediately shuts that down. Kalyans don't exist on Earth. But Jabaloma steps in with a chilling detail. The witness was crying from his third eye, and Simurians don't cry like that without reason. Worse, the witness claims he personally saw Kalyans being killed in Tokyo. The moment Tokyo is mentioned, Usami freezes. Because if something is happening there, it means this situation is far more dangerous than anyone realized. Elsewhere, Yuka, Tsurugi, and Maru are on a mission inside Tokyo. They're maintaining curse-warding barriers placed throughout the city. Yuka explains why Tokyo is different from the rest of the world. After the culling game, the government revealed the existence of cursed spirits, but lied, claiming they only manifest in Tokyo. By doing this, cursed energy was intentionally confined to one location. To prevent that energy from leaking outward, massive barriers must be maintained constantly. Yuka reinforces a cursed object using a talisman, and Tsurugi mentions something important. The Great Purification Ritual is approaching. Yuka explains that it's a scheduled mass exorcism, performed when the barriers are weakest, to prevent curses from escaping Tokyo altogether. She adds that Tokyo's former capital district is now so overrun with curses that it's called the Inhuman Makio, a city no longer meant for humans. Inside the Inhuman Makio, we cut deeper into Tokyo. Two Jujutsu sorcerers are exorcising wasp-like cursed spirits. The senior sorcerer Yakumaru enters a nearby building to clear it. Inside, he notices something strange. An abnormal number of low-grade curses, all drawn toward one location. Following them, Yakumaru and his junior enter a hallway and freeze. Standing there calmly is a Simurian, interacting peacefully with a cursed spirit. The alien only notices them when their flashlight hits him. Both sides are shocked. A Simurian should not be here. At the same time, Usami and Mino rush toward Tokyo, having realized something critical. Cursed spirits and Kalyans are extremely similar. Cross and Jabaloma join them and suggest using the noun-axe to reach Tokyo faster. Back with Yuka's group, she warns Maru that cursed objects can eventually become beacons for curses instead of wards, which is why they must be reinforced regularly. Maru listens carefully and admits something personal. He admires Jujutsu sorcerers. Unlike Romelian warriors whose roles are decided at birth by their village Kalyan, humans choose to protect others. Maru explains that his village has been worshipping Kalyans for over 2,000 years, and that Romelians even receive their middle names from the Kalyans. Yuka and Tsurugi react surprisingly calmly. To them, it's strange, but not shocking. The representatives finally arrive in Tokyo. At that exact moment, Yakumaru bursts out of a building, having exorcised the curse. He immediately calls for reinforcements. Then he sees them. A group of Simurians approaching. He raises his weapon. Usami instantly uses cursed speech, restraining him. Usami announces that the Great Purification ritual is suspended. He explains the truth. Cursed spirits and Kalyans are similar beings. The Simurians are mistaking curses for their gods. Tension explodes. Cross steps forward and explains everything to Asuki. He points out something crucial. If a real Kalyan had died, the strain on the third eye would have been far worse. Then something else happens. The destroyed Kalyan vanishes completely. Cross explains, cursed spirits manifest because humans leak cursed energy. These creatures are not gods, they are curses. Finally, Cross pleads, "Please, Osuki, hold it together, I'm begging you." Usami and Jabaloma exchange apologies on behalf of their people. But the hostility doesn't disappear, especially not from Yakimaru. As Usami and Jabaloma begin ordering everyone to stand down, Yakimaru notices Cross reaching into his clothes. Elsewhere, Yuka, Tsurugi, and Maru discuss why the cursed objects must be placed in hard-to-reach or spiritually significant locations. Yuka laments the shortage of sorcerers, prompting Tsurugi to suggest that Romelian assistance could help maintain the barriers. Maru's eyes light up at the idea. He promises to propose it to his people. The trio nods at each other before heading off in different directions. Back in Tokyo, Cross is shot twice by Yakimaru, who mistook his movement as reaching for a weapon. He claims Cross was reaching for his weapon. He made the first move. That single action breaks everything. Cross is shot twice. The Simurians explode in rage. Sorcerers prepare to fight. Usami and Jabaloma desperately scream for everyone to stop, but it's too late. This misunderstanding is turned into a trigger event. A war is about to begin. Suddenly, an overwhelming pressure fills the air. Everyone freezes. A figure steps forward. Dabura. He looks around and demands to know what is going on here. And with that, Chapter 12 ends. Chapters 11 and 12 show us how fragile peace really is in Jujutsu Kaisen, Modulo. Not because of pure hatred, but because of fear, misunderstanding, and incomplete truths. Humans were fighting cursed spirits to protect their world. Simurians believed they were witnessing the murder of their gods. Both sides thought they were right, and that's what turned coexistence into a battlefield. Cross tried to stand between those two worlds. He didn't raise a weapon, he didn't choose revenge, he chose trust, and for that choice, he was the one who fell. Now diplomacy is broken. War is no longer theoretical, and with Dabura stepping onto the field, the balance of power has shifted. But above all of that, a much bigger presence still looms in the background. Yuji is alive. And when war finally erupts, the question won't be whether Yuji gets involved. It will be what happens when he does. Let me know what you think about these chapters in the comments, and I'll see you in the next chapter breakdown.